Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho. We're celebrating, in a way, two holidays because we have, the Christmas holidays, the Hanukkah, the New Year's, the end of the year, the whatever.
Solstice.
And we also are celebrating Halloween, in a way, because this is our Zombie Belgian beer.
Yeah.
That we brewed in celebration of Halloween out of resuscitated yeast.
I haven't had one of these yet.
You haven't?
Nope.
Well, let's have it. Pour vigorously because it's still a bit undercarbonated. There's a bit of a hiss there. But this is the beer that we made with, and if you want the details, you can go back to the Halloween episode. But this is the beer that we made with yeast that was old when we very first started with it, 2 years before you made the beer. And then 2 years after we made a beer, we rescued the yeast from the dregs of the previous batch of Zombie Belgian beer. And now, here we are with this batch.
Smells like bread.
Looks good. Smells good. Cheers. Cheers.
Okay. Oh.
It's a Belgian. It's got that kind of a Belgian wang to it. It's a bit like there's some banana esters in there. Banana ester.
I used to go out with her.
Thank you.
Yeah. You set it up, I'll knock it down.
So our original intent was, in addition to showing off this beautiful, tasty beer, was also to cook with it.
Yes. It didn't work out so well.
No. Tell them what we did.
Okay, so here's the setup. We wanted to, cook a recipe using this beer in the recipe, and we wanted to do a dessert, and we thought we'll make a cookie. Mm-hmm. And so then we thought, well, how are we going to incorporate this beer into the cookie? And we decided to substitute some of the molasses in this ginger snap with a syrup that we made by boiling down the Belgian zombie.
Concentrating the beer,
Yes.
essentially.
So we did. So we made a syrup. And then we fortunately tasted the syrup.
Yeah, we cooked down this pint of beer, this bottle of beer, into just a little bit left, and it was starting to thicken up, and we said,
it was beautiful.
It looks great. Let's taste it. Not so good.
Yeah, don't do this.
Yeah.
This is why this show is valuable. We're saving you from ruining one of your good beers.
Well, now, I think it would have worked if we had taken like one of those malty, very sweet barley wines from one of the past episodes. Mm-hmm. I think that beer would have been really nice to concentrate down like that. This was a little too bitter. Yeah. And it tasted kind of almost burned by the time we got down to that. So just not a good beer for that method.
Right.
So we just made cookies anyway.
We just made cookies anyway. And so our idea, I think, was a good one. But anyway, you play with your beer.
But the other part of it is just pairing the beer with something good to eat. So tell us about these cookies.
Well, we just decided to make a really good ginger snap cookie. And these are really good ginger snap cookies. And I'm going to give you the recipe here for them. You'll also be able to get these on our iPhone app.
Right, on the and the Android app, and on our website too.
So you'll probably go over that with B-roll, but
it hurts when I do that.
So don't do that. So anyway, this cookie, it really is kind of a generic cookie, but we changed it up a little bit.
Right.
So in the recipe, there's a cup and a half of unsalted butter, 2 cups of packed brown sugar. Use dark brown sugar, you wouldn't have to. Half a cup of molasses, and that's what we were going to substitute the beer syrup with.
Right.
But we didn't.
Didn't work.
We could have used Belgian candy syrup.
That's right.
Had we thought ahead enough. 2 eggs, 4.5 cups of unbleached all-purpose flour. I used whole wheat flour. Mm-hmm. That way I can claim it's healthy. And eat twice as many. Some baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons of grated fresh ginger. Mm-hmm. And boy, that ginger, sometimes you buy ginger at the grocery store and it's like it's been on Gilligan's Island for a long time.
But you peeled it and you grated it.
It was really good. It was really juicy.
Yeah.
And
that's not the only ginger.
That's right. No, it's not, because we also have some ground dried ginger. I think there's 4 teaspoons of that. And crystallized ginger, and about a half a cup of finely diced crystallized pineapple.
Yeah, that's our little
So
twist.
that's our twist on the recipe. And so they've got these little nuggets of citrusy goodness in them.
And then you just dollop that out on a cookie sheet and you bake them for 10 minutes and
Yeah, it's just
wonderfulness ensues.
Yep, it's just a regular old drop cookie. And the more batches we made, the bigger the cookies got.
Because we were wanting to go to lunch.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
so this beer's warming up.
I think it's very good.
Are you getting any of that dark, the D2 Belgian sugar in there? It's not as prominent as I was expecting, but that may come out over time as it mellows.
It's very easy drinking. Do you remember what the ABV is on this? Because I'm not getting a big alcohol thing.
It's going to be about 6.5% probably. So tasty, very tasty. So we should pair.
Try it with a ginger snap cookie. So we were talking about what we should cook with this. Our original thought was brains. Since we had a Zombie Belgian, you get the joke. And so I did a little research, and I actually have a can of pork brains with gravy at the house. I bought it years ago to torment my daughter with.
And Darnie forgot it.
And darn, I forgot them. But I went to do some research. I thought, well, we could cook brains. And then I saw that pork brains have 1,175% of the daily recommended amount of cholesterol in one serving. So I figured we could both die at any minute. Wouldn't make a good episode. So how are the cookies?
I'm dying. These are good. These are really good. The ginger, I thought with all that ginger in there, I thought the ginger was going to be overpowering.
It's not.
But it's not. It's just right, and the molasses in there. It's kind of like a good beer in that the spiciness of the ginger or the spiciness of hops kind of it balances out the maltiness or the darkness of the molasses.
Right.
Very tasty, very nice. I almost want to dip my cookie in the beer.
Yeah. Well, they're very well balanced together. And of course, if you're a fan of the show, you know that we like desserts and beers. But a lot of people don't think about cookies and cakes as being something that pair up very nicely with beers, especially with these kind of
nice
big Belgian beers.
Sweet Belgian beer.
Yeah. So,
Well, cheers to you.
cheers.
During the holiday season,
Yeah. Happy holidays.
we'll give you the recipe. Try it out. Let us know what you think.
Cookie.
Happy brewing, baking, cookie. Come and visit us on the web at basicbrewing.com. You can find archived lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits, and our 2011 Brewer's Logbook. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com.
Yum. Life is good.
That's tasty.